Hello guys, I hope you're all doing great today. Now, in this video we are going to cover the matches I played against Kashuro. This is Team France against Team Spain. This is round 5 of the World Cup. And my opponent today here is Kashuro. He plays Mandragorax, Lucretia and Horus Lupercal. So, quite the unusual lineup, I mean. Lucretia and Mandragorax are two warlords we don't see a lot in this World Cup. Horus is a lot more common, but the first two are very uncommon, and they're scary. I mean, Lucretia can be tough. She is really tough against Exodus, because she's just gonna swarm him early on. Against Vulkan, I haven't tried her. I mean, I haven't tried the matchup. Maybe my defensive Vulkan has enough AoEs to handle her, but I'm not even sure of that. And against Ahriman, well, if I don't have a Soul Warfare, things can get pretty nasty, even though it's still a great matchup, just because of the Soul Warfare. Now, so before we jump to the games, let me just explain why I chose the warlord I chose to open with. I went for Exodus just because I definitely did not want to face Lucretia. I'm kinda okay, I think, in the two other matchups. Now, don't know whether they're good or bad or anything, I'm just feeling okay. So, my take is that if I open with Exodus, I have the best chance of not finding Lucretia, and the best chances of not finding anti-stealth into Lucretia, should he choose to open with her. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first game. Now, most of my Exodus games, there's something that happens, but I'm pretty sure that this one was pretty clean. I didn't rewatch it since last week, I mean, so let's see exactly what that does. I have a good opening hand here. I'm like, okay, if I can play Escape Vent on the Serpent Squad against a neutral warlord on turn 4, I should be good. So I just go with the Void Engagement turn 1, I create a trap in my hand, of course, because there's no rush. And I want to fill my hand in case I get my Serpent Squad. So here I go, he places counter attack and he just shoots. So by then I did not have Ravage City in my deck. I didn't put them. I could have, but like against Horus, you can't play it before he draws first because he's high initiative. And sure, it's okay against Mandragorax, but like its ability is not that great, it's only saving him 2 HP, so I kinda like going with the Void Engagement more. So here he has the Mortal Strike, which was definitely a good discount, because now I'm already done by 10 health points, but fortunately I was able to draw that one of many with my Command Bridge. My other choices were like, if I remember correctly, Drilling Sight and maybe Silent Death, I think, so none of these were really good, so I just went for the 5 points of healing. Now he has this 5/3, very nice curve for him, but I draw my Ghost Legionary, and I think I might just play it right away. Okay, I decide to hide first. I don't need to, because, oh yeah, I really want to hide from that. I don't need to load up my ability just yet, so why would I bother? And here I go with simply this 3/3. I really want to draw into my Serpent Squad very soon, or into my Silent Death maybe, to just buy another turn, or Lambda Thunderhawk, that will also give me a turn, but I'm kinda sure that in the end this is going to swing at some point. So yeah, the last rifle were in my deck, just to help me with the Lucretia matchup. Oh, and yeah, I wanted to save up that Phantom Legendary for a turn when I can also stun the Mandragorax, so it has better chances of surviving, and maybe I can hope for this 5/3 to hit there. Here I'm being very lucky, he draws the false flags, so not only does it stun his thing, but it also buffs my troop for another +1/+1. We see the first Artillery Strike, which is definitely a good catch run in Mandragorax. The strength of these cards come from when you pile them up. Like, individually, none of these are really good, you know, only dealing 2 points of damage, not much. But just imagine, like, here, if you could press your power, then it becomes very deadly. So here, I'm like, okay, well, I don't see why you will be allowed to attack with that thing just yet, because I drew my second Lambda Thunderhawk. So I can play this next turn, and maybe I don't score the turn even after. So I should be good. Now I play my traps, because Well, I'm fine if he draws them. I could have also have just sniped, but I'm kind of thinking that I will be waiting to snipe next turn with the Lambda Thunder because I don't have anything good to play. So here I feel kind of safe, but as you can see, I'm in danger still. Like, if he has Pi Alphas or whatever, this could be harmful. Yeah, I also had a defense satellite in my deck, you know, because of Lucretia. Maybe probably she can build up a big board of many things, but maybe the death sat can come in handy. Okay, so now I just snipe because, well, because next turn I will go for the Ultimate score on load ups, so I might as well just use these 3 points of energy just to deal 3 points of damage, you know? And here he passes his turn, and I'm not entirely sure what his hand could look like. He's out of Mortal Strike, that's for sure, he played both already. Maybe Warp Assaults, he would have played them too. So Sabotage, he would have also played it. Maybe something like Ricochet. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure of what he put in his deck too. Maybe he didn't want to add any more boards. He could play only one card, and that it would be 3 points of health, and he was afraid of firing. I'm not entirely sure. But here, no point to keep that escape vent, because I don't think he can easily deal with Stealth 9-9. But he does have the network, but it's still not enough. Okay, so he saved his jam to get rid of the Altman score, which is smart actually. That's a good play. He would have lost here. I would be 5 HP down, but he couldn't have answered the thing, and that would have been a big problem for him. So overall, very smart play for him. Yeah, just go for the death set, hoping to roll a 3. If I roll only 1, I will finish it with a Fortress Veteran. So I just go for it. And with the Drilling Sight, I'm also able to put down that Phantom Legendary, which is just a Ghost Legionary. I gotta stop calling it a Phantom, which is just a Ghost. Okay, so here I don't do anything, and okay, I swing, for whatever reason, I guess. I'm not entirely sure why I would do that, but anyway, that's my choice, you know. I guess I was anticipating something like this, like lethal on Void Engagement or something. So here I just go for Snipe 10, and I hide again, just to be safe. Mortar Strikes out, so I'm not in that much of a risk, so yeah. Or it ended up being the good call to swing face, because he's out of Mortar Strikes, and yeah, because he has a good chance of killing my 2/3/4. So here that's game 1, but I end up with 3 HP only, so that was scary. We didn't get our 5/5 or 7 squad, but like still pretty scary. So that's a win for me, which is nice. Moving on to game 2. I'm not sure. I don't like playing Ahriman here because I feel like if I play Ahriman, then it's easier for him to take against Vulkan than it is to take against Ahriman. And at this point, I'm really going for a 3-0. So if I want to 3-0 him, my best chance is of playing Vulkan here. And I want to try my new deck. It's the Trial of Fire, you know. All of the death stats and 2 damage AoE gonna be enough to drive back the tides of troops Lucretia can put in play. Here we see Kezulan and Fasadian Infantry and the last rifle section, and that's already a pretty decent turn 1, eh? But okay, the Zulan is very bad because it's some infinite value, and I can't quite answer it now. I could play Melgator, but like I really prefer just putting down another 2-1 and keep all the Melgator for something more crucial. We might see Marconic Reapers this turn, so I prefer to play Melgator. So put down the command first before Kezulan's ability to never be mistake, since he was sure to play that last rifle no matter what. So overall, pretty good call. And now I can put down an Astartes. Just as what you guys should usually do when you have the choice between developing and defending, you should always, most of the time you should pick developing, because later on you might be forced to defend and you won't have time to develop. So that's what we do here. And we see Duke Mortarshare, which is very painful for us, because here we really wanted to play DevSat to finally get rid of that K-Zoom. But looks like we can't. Fortunately for us, no cards are pumped right now, but now there is this Jubek. So I think I'm just forced to play the DevSat here. The only thing that matters is these 2 points of damage here. Hitting 3 on the command post or on the Jubek Tarsat was also nice. It was not necessary to play them both. Just a quick mention here. So Strategic Reserves was created by Kezunen, so she was allowed to play the card, but we should not see anything like Kashuro or Marcus Villaris, because these cards are still banned. But since Kezunen created the card, he's allowed to play it. This does not go against the rules. And also by then I think it was a +1/+1 buff. I hope the replays doesn't crash because of that. So he busts it, and that allows his Duke to be out of Melgator range. I didn't have the time to play it before. That's kind of shame, but I'm more satisfied with the fact that Jubek and Kezunen are finally out. So this is actually a 2-4. The replay is bugged here. That's a shame. But anyway, yeah, this is probably 3-3 actually. So now I'm in danger. Now things are getting really messy, because I'm only at 16, and yeah, as you can see, I don't have that many good options. So I go for the Scorched Earth because I had good chances. I still have 2 Scorched Earths, and 1 DevSat in my deck. So I had a pretty good chance overall of finding that. Or a DevSat, which would have also been fine most likely, because I could also swing here. Another option I could have just played Fire Drakes and double swing here, but then I feel like I'm a bit low. That could have been good too. I still had the Attack Epidemic to protect myself, and we just see a Goldstone. So maybe that was a better play. Anyway, I go with the Scorched Earth here. And actually, I'm not entirely sure of how that works, because I'm pretty sure that this was still alive at the 3-1. I mean that the Survivor hadn't procced by then. And now I'm starting to realize that this was a mistake. My Puristan wasn't that good of a turn. I mean, yeah, it's okay, just because I have the Doombringer. Yeah, look, I did this because the thing still had Survivor 1. So I go with that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, from this point I should be good. I still have another DevSat coming up to clean whatever he might play, so his only chance is truly to get rid of that Doombringer. Well, if he can't, then he's in trouble, right? But the thing is, he actually gets to jam it. And now this is messy, because let's quickly look at what my options are here. I guess the best idea would have been to just go with Oracle and using Reckoning, and then going here. But if I do that, he still has 4 cards in hand next turn. One of them is created by Jubek. I think we haven't seen it already. Another one is created by Kezunen. So I'm really worried here. And if I do that and just swing here, I don't set up lethal, and he could pretty much easily set up lethal for him, or on his own, actually. So I'm not entirely sure what's best here. I could also go for Fire Drakes and just swing here, but this is very greedy. Could go for something in supply lines, but I don't think that any of these are actually better than just playing DevSat and hoping. So I go for the DevSat, and I hit a double flow. That was very lucky, but that was also highly unnecessary. Why is that so? Well, we see 2 cards. We know that 2 of these 3 cards are not that great cards. No, are not cards from his deck. And we also saw 1 jam already. So there is very, very little chance that he actually could get past that attack epidemic. And even if I only hit for 2 here, I can still finish it, and I'm still at 1. And then I can just swing face, and I set up lethal. And that thing acts just as a stun on the 5-4. Even slightly better because of survivorship. So even if I had it like say 1-1-2, I think I was still fine. This wasn't, my situation wouldn't have been as great as it is right now, but it wouldn't have been bad too. So very lucky death stats, but not completely game reversing, you know. So here we see Ashen Bones created by the Jubak. And so, actually, if the 5-4 was still alive, well, no, I could have been in a serious problem here. But fortunately for me, it wasn't. Oh, actually, I ran 1 sabotage in my deck, so the card created by Jubak could have been the sabotage. That's right. So maybe I was a bit luckier than I actually thought. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here I go for that, and I'm not entirely sure. This was probably a mistake. Well, I'm like, okay, so Goldstone already, I so pretty much everything, so if I just swing here with my Attack Epidemic and play the Doombringer, which I could have just draw, I'm fine too. He has no board and I still have health. I'm still at 5 and he shouldn't be able to get past this. I could have probably played the Fire Drake instead of that, but that doesn't really matter because anyway, that win is mine. Bonk. I'm gonna take game 2. So now we're 2-0, and I still have Ahriman to play. So I'm really confident about that 3-0. So I go with Ahriman, and he decides to play Mandragorax. And yeah, you know, that's a reasonable choice. I'm not that confident against Horus. I'm probably more confident against Mandragorax. But anyway, here I discard the Chuchulcha Engine, which is probably an error. But I feel like my hand is really good already, and I want some psychic power to, you know, just enough warfare to get rid of his 5-3, because I go first. When he plays that, I'm on turn 5, and I have 8 points of psychic energy, so I can go for Nostro Warfare to clean up his 5-3. So I was happy about that Chulcha discard. I get it back anyway, which is not a bad news, and I get Ashen Bones was in the previous game. And I get Ashen Blow with my Abundance Splice, which is not what I want to see. I draw two vehicles here, and he plays at 5-3 a bit early. So I can't answer it right now. It's went too early, so I just go with the Patterns of Fate. With the Abundance Supply, Second Destroy, and Mortal Strike, I'm like, okay, I'll just go with the Mortal Strike and he'll see how that goes. But that's not a troop that I copied it. And my hand isn't that great here. And that's the thing, with Ahriman, when your hand isn't that great, even in such matchups, and burn matchups, I mean, sometimes you should go face. Sometimes. I didn't decide to go for it this time because, you know, still half of my hand are troops, so I can still win with the board. But now this is a pretty bad troop. So I put this, and I kind of, yeah, I start going face here. Because I'm like, well, this doesn't do much. This is good, of course, but if I don't get my Hydro with this, it's gonna be hard. And yeah, the 4-5 and the speeder, he's Mandragorax, he can just get rid of it easily. And while he's doing that, my health total is just going down and down and down. So I kind of need to go face. Here, another very bad draw. So I'm like, okay, yeah, now I need to go face. It's very dangerous against Mandragorax, but if I don't do it, I almost tempted to go she. Maybe Mandragorax is a female name in Warhammer 40k for whatever stands as a female for Titans. I don't know. Anyway, so here, as I told you, my hand isn't that great, and with the Izaka Aura, I'm like, okay. This still encourages me to go face. Maybe this was a face bash too much. Maybe it's at this point because it's another troop, another 5-5. It's not completely free for him to get rid of the 5-5. Like a Steroid Strike plus his Hero Power is only 4 points of damage. But I start to go face bashing for another time. This Izakara actually makes me think, okay, it's kind of good because if he plans on killing me with anything from the board, then I'm good. Now I see that my model dies, and yeah, but I'm 9 points of health behind. So now I draw the Hydra, and at this point I should completely stop going face. Because with the Hydra, I should be good enough to win the game. So I think now I face bash again. Oh, I don't. Okay. I don't, which is good. Maybe I could have played the Azaka Ore. I should have played the Azaka Ore actually. I wasn't quite expecting another Mortar, but like anyway, that's just how it is. I top deck my second action blow, which is very good. And here I go for the Hydra. And I'm like, okay, well, he's only at how much? 22? So 22. So next turn I have 12, 14, 18, maybe 20. If he plays something, I should have 20 points of damage. And that kind of makes me think I should have attack here. And that's the reason why you won't swing that much. So anyway, he has a stealth guy, so if he placed correctly, I couldn't have killed him. So no big worries here. I won't get punished for not having played the speeder. I mean, I'm kind of punished here, because if I had face bashed the turn before, I would have had lethal now. But, well, he would have probably been more careful in his positioning. And now I'm at 9, he can swing. And I'm like, okay, I should be good. But here comes the Mortar Strike. Ah yeah, Mortar Strike hit my face, that's really unfortunate. If he had hit anything else, the win is mine. Maybe I can survive the Artillery Strike, but now it hits. Yeah, that's too bad. So either I swung one time too many, because if I have 2 more health then he can't win. Or maybe I swung one time not enough, because if he had 2 less, well, he will die here. So, overall, I'm not entirely satisfied about how I played this game. When I top deck the ore, I feel like I should stop attacking. Maybe not. Yeah, actually, it's really when I draw the Hydra Lanaya that I'm like, okay, I can't stop face bashing because I will be able to kill him with my bow. But yeah, I didn't count that I was so close to lethal actually. I was just like, okay, I need to survive my ore. He shouldn't be able to kill me. But Void Engagement into Mortar Strike that hits, into Artillery Strike proved to be just enough. I hadn't thought about that. That was my mistake. It was entirely my mistake, and he does deserve to win here. And anyway, I do deserve to lose this one. So these were the games. Just gonna show you guys very quickly the list that I used. This was... actually, it's not relevant because I changed them for my matches against Fabrica, which I'm going to upload very soon. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back soon for some more content of the Horus 2021 World Cup. Stay tuned, and I'll see you there. Take care.